really starting to realize that in this life there's always going to be trials, there's always going to be something. Like, everyone is actually going through stuff. Just think about life and you're like, where's life actually taking me? Where is God taking me? I don't know. I feel like it's okay to admit that, because sometimes people seem like they've got their life figured out.
It's not what I say, it's what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Without faith it's impossible to please him, but faith without works is dead.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another episode. Oh wait, hold on. Happy New Year, guys. Like, is it a bit too late to say Happy New Year? At the start of the year, people feel really anxious or really overwhelmed because, you know, like, you had like a New Year's resolution, or you had things that you wanted to do last year but you never got to do. You know those things? Yeah. New Year's resolution isn't really a New Year's resolution. It's more of like things from last year. Like I was saying, like, continue growing from things from last year, continue being disciplined type of thing, and being consistent. Being consistent with everything that I do, not just with YouTube as well, just with everything I do. So yeah, I don't think I have like one specific resolution, but I just think it's like, just continue growth in all areas. I feel like as well, like, people starting New Year's resolution and people like getting overwhelmed can make them question, like, what am I doing in my life? If not people, well, I've had that. Okay, I've had that what am I doing with my life moment so many times. Like, what am I actually doing in my life? Like, what's going on? Where am I going in life? Like, I feel like it's okay to admit that, because sometimes people seem like they've got their life figured out, but they don't know what they don't know what they don't know where they're going. They just go with the flow. Honestly, what I'm learning is that, okay, what happens when I've gone through life, or when I don't know what I'm doing in my life, or me anyways, because I can only speak from experience. I think with me is I'm learning this as well. Like, I'm not perfect doing this, because nobody's perfect. Reading my devotional, and it took me to 1 Peter 5:7, casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you. Going through life, when you're waiting for a reply from God, when you're in the waiting season and you're having to cast your cares upon God, but you feel like you're not getting an answer, I feel like that can make you anxious, because you're like, okay, I'm not getting an answer from God, so that means I have to take matters into my own hands. No, don't do that. Don't. Regardless of how things are looking, or like regardless of how things are not looking, actually, that it's okay for you to realize that I can trust, like, I can have faith in God, that he cares. If no one cares for you, like, do you know what it means to care for someone? If you care for someone, that means that all their needs, all their troubles, all their worries, it's now yours. It's God has taken it. It's now his to worry about. It's not yours to worry about. You just tell him, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm worried about. That does not mean you should now go back and take that worry from him and keep thinking, oh, how am I going to solve this issue? No. Think about it, yeah. It's like, let's say you have a letter now that you want to post. Now you go to you write a letter, or I don't know, people don't write letters these days. Nowadays, you have a letter you want to post. You go to the post office. You know, you give them the address, everything, this, that, the other, where it needs to go. They've taken it from you, taken the letter from you. Cool. And now, the next day, you go back again to the post office, and then you collect your letter back, and you say, okay, you know what, I'm going to do just myself. I'm going to take matter into my own hands, because they're not posting this letter. I'm going to take the letter and I'm going to walk to where I need to go. Now, that's very unnecessary. That's just doing too much work. You're doing what does not need to be done. I feel like that's how it is as well when we're worried about what's going on with our life. Like, when we try to take matters into our own hands, because what does not need to be done, you're doing it. You're worrying, you're overthinking, you're being anxious, you're overwhelmed by all these emotions, when you literally have somebody that you can cast all your cares, all your worries, everything, you can cast them on, because he cares about you. I'm not saying it's easy, because, guys, I know it's easier said than done, but it's not impossible. Like, I feel like every situation we go through in life is just to grow our character. It's literally character development. Like, you have to see it like that. Like, you have to realize that things are happening for me and not to me. And I feel like when you have that mentality, like, okay, this is happening for me, it's happening for my good, even if it's not going as you planned, it's still happening for my good, because I know at the end of the day, the result is going to be good. At the end of the day, God has planned of good and not of evil for me. So I know that no matter what happens, this is going to come out well. Right be sobbing, I might be in tears, I might be crying, bawling my eyes out, I might have almost given up, but I know that joy comes in the morning. So we go again tomorrow, and this time around it's going to be better. Yeah, I'm really starting to realize that in this life there's always going to be trials, there's always going to be something. Like, everyone is actually going through stuff, and the only way for us to overcome that is literally to cast our cares upon God, because He's here to take care of us. So why do you now want to go and carry problems on your head? Give yourself migraines, give yourself headaches. I'm speaking from experience, yes. Give yourself headaches when it literally says to cast your care upon Him, when there's literally somebody that cares for you. The more you try to like take the steering wheel from God, the more you try to plan out your future, the more you try to take control over your future, I feel like the harder it becomes. Once you've learned to understand God, once you understand His will and the way God works, then it's easier for you to accept His will. I think sometimes people actually find it difficult to come to terms that someone cares for you. I know like it can be difficult because you're not seeing that person. How can you say someone cares for me when I can't even see this person? Or how can you say someone cares for me when I'm actually going through life? I know you can be thinking those thoughts, but you have to not think about what's happening right now. You have to, number one, think about what's happened in the past. Think about the way that God has brought you out of those things, those situations, so that you can actually be grateful. Like, okay, when I went through this, God showed up for me, and He's still showing up for me. I may not be able to see it right now, but later in the future I will be able to see it, because when I was going through all of those things, I couldn't understand why I was going through it in the moment, but later on I can. So I do have some things that I believe helps me when I'm when I'm just thinking about life, when I'm thinking, what am I doing with my life, what's going on with my life. I do have some notes written down because I just don't want to forget like the key points, you know, and I didn't want to be going off track as well. So number one I've got on my list is prayer. I feel like people tend to overcomplicate prayer. Praying, it does not need to be complicated. It doesn't. Like, you can pray anywhere. It's literally a communication between you and God, so you don't need to overcomplicate it. The closer you get to someone, you know their likes, you know their dislikes, you know this is a no-no. You know the boundaries. Like, the closer you get to someone, the closer you know, okay, this person is not going to accept this, so let me not even try to step on their toes. Having that honest conversation with God through prayer just helps you to not only know about Him, but also have that proximate relationship with Him, because you're like, okay, even if I'm going through this, even if I'm going through this, that and the other, let me take it first to Baba God. let me take it first to Him, because I know that He's got a solution for this. Maybe you're confused about what path to take. Go to God in prayer. Take it to Him in prayer. Search scriptures. I've always heard this from sermons, that God's word will never contradict the scripture. So if you're not sure about, okay, am I doing things the right way, His words will never contradict scriptures. Familiarize yourself with scriptures, because God's word will never, ever contradicts. But yeah, I genuinely feel like the more you familiarize yourself with God, the more you speak to Him. It's just like a relationship. Like, come on now, relationship you have with anyone, if you don't speak to them, how do you expect them to understand you? If you don't communicate, how do you expect them to understand you? Like, if not, people just be taking things the wrong way. But if you actually sit down, communicate, oh, okay, this is how you felt, this is how I feel, oh, okay, you know, and just, you get to learn more about the person as well, the more you communicate to them. So yeah, that's my 2 pence that I felt like I wanted to share. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I shall be seeing you guys very soon. Let's not forget about consistency. Yeah, I shall be seeing you guys very soon. Any last words? No, that's it for me. So see you guys soon. Stay safe and keep warm, and drink loads and loads of water, because oh yeah, I learned the other day that actually turning on heaters dehydrates you. So fun fact for you guys in case you didn't know. Yeah. Okay, bye.
It's not what I say, it's what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Without faith it's impossible to please Him, but faith without works is dead.